I noticed that I put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to what choice is best. What choice is best? And so why not talk about that if it's helpful for you to realign and reconnect with your most peaceful and joyful and authentic self. If we can nail this one, I think that we succeed in life, like we graduate. First of all, let's talk about what is it that we're actually trying to do, right? So behind all of our efforts, behind all of our aspirations, to be joyful, to be happy, to be peaceful, what we're actually trying to do is reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with our true essence, reconnect to this present moment. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with the mind that it's free from what's unreal about us, about the world, about others. That's ultimately what we're trying to do. And so how does that manifest? So let's take an example right now. So if there's a choice in your life that you're trying to make, let's bring that to this conversation here and now so that you can walk through what I'm saying. And it's actually something that you can experientially go through this journey so that you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. So bring to mind an aspect of your life that you're debating what choice to make. It's appropriate since with the political environment that we're in, I heard that last night there was a debate and we have a choice to make based on these debates that are happening right now. So it doesn't have to be that. It could be, but bring something to mind right now that you're debating what choice to make, what to focus on, or what to go forward with. Just anything that could come to mind. So I'll give you a moment to think of that. And so what I want us to do is walk through this process together. So first of all, what I want you to do is take a deep breath and feel anything in this present moment, anything. It could be your feet on the ground. It could be the felt sense of your hands. What I'm trying to do is, what I'm doing with this exercise, the reason I'm doing this, there's a reason, is because I want to, now that you've thought of the problem or the choice options, I want you to come to this present moment. And the reason why that's incredibly important, it's incredibly important, is because we tend to go to the thinking mind to solve a problem, but the thinking mind, it's separate from our truest, most wisest self that is not limited to the past. The thinking mind only has information about the past. And we get stuck in the past trying to solve a current problem with past information or past data. But that's not in alignment with the more wiser aspect of our unconscious mind. And so we're trying to now leverage connecting with a wiser aspect of ourselves. And in order to do that, we need to step away from the thinking mind. And we need to come to the present moment, which is the only moment where we can connect to the greater aspect of our being, which is unconscious. And with that greater awareness, now we can address the question that gets formulated by the thinking part of the mind, which is only a subset of our entire mind. And this is why we get caught up in debates, just like the debate that happened last night. We get caught in debate because we are identifying with a limited aspect of our own mind. And we do this by habit, nothing more. But what I'm trying to do is, now that we have identified the thing that we, of course, need to be consciously aware of what choice to make, now that we have that, we now expand to the greater aspect of us, which is what we really want, which is in this present. And that's why I ask that you take an opportunity to feel yourself in this moment, because that takes you out of the thinking mind into the greater aspect of you. This is why meditation works. This is why any spiritual healing, any therapist, anything you do, sound healing, whatever it is that you do to heal your mind, all we're doing is coming out of the limitation of the thinking mind that's conditioned by the past and coming into the greater sense of self, which is the connection to the unconscious mind, which is accessed through the present moment. While we're in thinking mode, we are in the past or anticipating the future. When we are present, we're now connected to our peaceful, joyful self that we so long to connect with. And so, super simple, so easy to dismiss. But that's why we want to connect to the present moment. So we do that. That was a lot, but it's actually so important. So I'm glad that I went into detail as to why we want to connect to the present moment, because we even hear teachers tell us all the time, connect to the present moment, but they don't tell us why. And this is something that, from my own experience, I'm now finally starting to understand, embody why it is that we need to connect to the present moment. And that's why. And so that's step number 1, connect to the present moment. Step number 2, by the way, that one step on its own could be years of practice to transition our habitual patterns of habit, of how we've addressed things in the past with the thinking mind, with the intellect. We glorify the intellect to the point that we are dismissing the greater part of us. So this video could just stop right here and practice that for a week, and then we can do step 2. So the next step is, in the present moment, what is it that you're feeling? In the present moment, what are you feeling? So take a moment now that you're present, and if you're not, reconnect to this moment. How do you know you're connected to this moment? You can focus on your breath, and you feel your breath. And if you notice any thoughts, you just ignore the thoughts, and you come back to this moment. And from this moment, now you can have awareness of what it is that you're feeling in regards to the topic that you brought up to mind. So what is it that you're feeling with regards to that topic? And it could be pressure. So the way I experienced it was a lot of pressure in my throat. So much pressure. Oh my gosh. So what is it that you're feeling? And Let go of every single thought and focus on the feeling. So do it right now, in the present moment. Allow the feeling to be there. Just witness the feeling. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. If it's painful, yeah, this is painful. And be willing to feel it. It takes courage to heal our own minds from the pains that we self-inflict through just misunderstanding of how to navigate our own heart and mind, this body. But we're courageous and we will feel it. Now, you can pause the video to continue feeling. And what I'm going to say is for you to consider as we finalize this video, consider that the feeling, what it does is it indicates a belief that you're holding. The feeling is a pointer to a belief that you're holding. And unless it's a peaceful, joyful feeling, it's not in alignment with truth. That's the key. And I know it's hard to believe that one. But in order for you to make the choice that is in most alignment with your peaceful, joyful self, you have to go to the belief. And in the belief, now you have to make in this present moment, bring awareness to, I am believing something that is keeping me from my most joyful, peaceful self. How do I know? Because I am feeling something that's not peaceful and joyful. It's very simple. Not feeling peace and joy, you're believing something that's not true. It's not in alignment with truth. Why? Because your true nature is only peace and joy and true happiness and true freedom. And it's in this moment. So anything that keeps us away from our peaceful, joyful self in this moment is a belief that we've held in the thinking mind from past experiences or future projections, a belief we've made up that veils our peaceful, joyful nature. And so see if you are aware of the belief that could have popped up in your mind from this exercise. So with regards to the choice that you want to make, what beliefs are there? Give yourself an opportunity to notice those beliefs. And the key is that the choice itself is not what matters. We tend to believe that one choice will give us more peace and more joy. We tend to believe that. We tend to believe, otherwise we wouldn't be in conflict. We tend to believe that there's one choice that's correct. That's a belief. That is not true. So that's the first belief right there that we can, like, just with a lot of kindness and compassion, just start to allow that, like, that piercing of that veil, just a little I believed that one choice will be better than the other. And therefore, I'm not peaceful and joyful because the belief that one choice is better than the other on its own, it's not ultimately real. And so there is a belief that's keeping me from peace and joy. As an example, another belief that I'm going to just call out as one of the most powerful beliefs that we hold that are not true, that keep us away from peace and joy, I'm going to add this as a bonus, is the belief in guilt, the belief in blame, the belief that either we're guilty or someone else is guilty or something outside of us is guilty. We're to blame someone, ourselves or another. That is one of the most powerful veils that keep us away from peace and joy. And so if you're interested in learning more about how to navigate our internal self, I am putting together a new cohort, and I'm about to go into another extended period of silent meditation, which is going to complete almost a year of being in silence. Not consecutively, but since 2022, I started going in long-term silent retreats, and I'm going back until December. And so the next set of cohort that I'm going to be running, it's going to start in January of 2025. And I welcome you to go into my website and gift yourself the opportunity to make a simple choice that's going to align you with peace and joy, and sign up for that program, because we can make a lot of traction when we actually put more energy into these internal patterns that we've been holding for so long. They get heavy. They get so heavy. And there's a path to inner peace and inner freedom and inner joy. And I'm so grateful to be able to share that with you from a place of inner peace and inner joy. And so with gratitude, I leave you with that. Let me know if you have questions, and until next time.